good afternoon to you. Hope this video finds you well. It is Sunday, and my most recent podcast just went live there at 12 o'clock, and I had a lovely guest from Sweden on, and she was on because she's making an effort in October to raise money for the Beatson Cancer Charity, which is lovely. So it's very relevant. And why we're not moving? No, but really, why we're not moving? Oh, buses. I'm heading away for a wee run today because I need to get out. My head is bursting. I don't know where I'm going. Just out for an hour just to get some air. It's 7 degrees, so it's just lovely for me. I've got my leathers on, so nice and cool. And I've had a crap few weeks, I really have. But I'm going, where am I going? I don't know where I'm going actually. Somewhere out the road of Paisley. I think it's a good idea. Got these new gloves. I can't remember what make they are. Something Moto. They're apparently 100% waterproof, which is not something I can say for my other gloves. And I'm fed up going into work in the morning in the peeing rain, and my gloves take, well, I was going to say they take all day to dry, but they don't. I usually put them on at tea time when I'm ready to come home, and they're still damp and soggy, and it's horrible. Me no likes. Anyway, I will scoot just now, and when I get to somewhere that's of remote interest, I'll come back on. I'm going to go down by Glasgow Airport. See, this is great. I don't have to be going far. These gloves are really good. I can't even feel the wind coming through them. I don't have to go far. Just, it's nice just to get out. I just like to get out. Just, even if I'm just whizzing about the area for, you know, just flying about and enjoying being on the bike. Don't necessarily have to be going away up Loch Lomond or long runs. I used to do that sometimes when Sarah was ill. Obviously I couldn't go anywhere for a long period of time, so I got almost zero leisure time on the bike during all her illness. And well, that was fine. I didn't mind that. Of course I didn't mind it. The love of my life, I'm going to dedicate my time to looking after her, aren't I? So the bike wasn't important. But when I did get out, which wasn't often, it would usually be like this kind of thing. I would just disappear for an hour if someone was there to look after Sarah. And because any time I did go out, I was always on edge. I was always checking my phone, stopping all the time. Is everything okay? Phoning in, are you okay? It's one of these things. The paranoia takes a long time to lift, and it's not easy. Now I still have that paranoia, but there's no one to phone home to. It's really difficult to get rid of that, and I don't know if any of you have experienced the same sort of thing. If you go out, you still think about being back home, or is she okay, and things. It's daft. It really is daft, because she's not there, so I don't have to worry now. Ow! Oh! It's my gentleman sausage got smashed off the tank. I need to sit back a bit. No, it's actually alright. I've got a bit of room. Well, this is Glasgow Airport. I remember coming down here during lockdown in 2020, and there was a big line of aircraft different types, 737, 757s and whatever. I think it was BA, British Airways, it might have been, I can't remember. There was a big huge line of aircraft all lined up, unused. It was quite surreal to see. And I think I videoed it at some point, but I don't know what I've done with the video. The problem is I had another channel that was dedicated to media, drones and stuff. So I felt as if putting bikes and things on that channel wasn't right, because people weren't there for that purpose, whereas obviously you're here because, well, either because you've been affected by grief, or you're a biker, or both, or mental health, or we're a big community. And there's a tractor. You go out on a wee Sunday in the back, and the roads kind of locally around town, half expecting it to be quiet. There's no really, is it? This is supposedly really nice. Or is that the right place? There's a cafe, or there used to be a cafe. I think that's the place. Doesn't look as if there's a cafe there now, does it? I used to work near this area. I mean, I'm going back. Oofed. Geez, 5 years. Wow. 5 years ago I left that job. I moved to work for Glasgow City Council in November 2019. And by December 2019, Sarah had started to show worrying signs that something was wrong. That was the initial time that the doctor just dismissed her off out the hand. Said, "Don't be silly." Terrible, terrible, terrible. So all my time at Glasgow City Council, my entire time I've been employed by local government, has been taken over by illness, worry, stress, anxiety. No good, is it? Do you know what? They've been amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I have zero complaints as to how I've been treated at work. All I've got is gratitude. My work colleagues have been just incredible, and they still are. They look out for me. Believe it or not, you know, even now. The thing is, I mean, Sarah passed away at the end of April. It's only October. It's still raw, and it still gets me from time to time. And I get my well, I might as well tell you, who gives a shit. I'm on medication, not mega medication, but I've got some tablets and antidepressants, and I was on anxiety tablets for anxiety, and I went on to the anxiety things back in September 2022, and my prescription was running out about a month ago, 3 weeks ago maybe, and I thought, I'm fine, I don't need these anymore. Oh by God, see, the last couple of weeks I have been to hell and back, I think, again. So see if you're on medication, folks, just do what the doctor tells you, eh? Don't do what I do and be an absolute idiot. I decided I didn't need it, I'm doing fine, I'm handling it, I'm good. And I came off the meds after a week. I was like, oh, this is fine, I never needed them in the first place, but I can real macho. And then it went downhill. quickly. Anxiety started to creep in. I felt as if I had butterflies in my tummy all the time. And then the already problematic sleep got worse. It exacerbated that. And last Sunday, a week ago, I went to bed and I did not sleep one bit. And I woke up on Monday morning at 6 o'clock and I woke up. I just said I didn't sleep, did I? I got up at 6 o'clock on Monday morning to go to work and I could have screamed the house down. I'll tell you what, that point in time, I just wanted to give up. Honestly, see if somebody came in with a bolt gun and offered to put it to my head, I would have taken it. It's amazing how your mind just shits the bed at times, doesn't it? Anyway, I forced myself out, I got on my bike and I went to work, but I was like horrendous. I was just like a zombie, and my colleagues could see, and plus I wasn't well. I mean, I was already had a sore throat and earache, but that's separate, you know. My colleagues could see that I was struggling and said, look, you need to get your arse home. So that's what I did. And then I went to bed on Monday night and I had a similar problem, so I never made work on Tuesday. And that's the first time since Sarah died that I've lost any time to work due to sheer anxiety. And it's I've got to say it's not really any better. I'm just handling it, I'm learning to handle it, but I've got a review this week coming from the GP on Thursday and I will probably be back on the meds. Trying not to be, somebody's flashing lights and waving at me, I've not got a clue who it is. Probably, I'm hoping they'll get me back into some sort of even keel. Because it's unfair on me and it's unfair to the people I care about when I'm not myself. Anyway, on a completely different note, I don't know if you can see the tinge at the top and the bottom of my screen there. It's a green tinge all the way around it. That's an expensive piece of kit, this, with the dash cams, really expensive. And it was only on the bike a couple of months and this green tinge started to show. So I contacted the customer service people and I said, what's the deal here? And I sent them a picture. I got absolutely no argument from them. And they sent me a brand new head unit, which is now in the bike. It's not what's in the bike, it's sitting in the pannier waiting for me to fit it. The problem about that is it's waiting for me to strip the whole front of the bloody bike down to get into it because it's hardwired or screwed onto the dashboard. Oh, lots of brown leaves here, careful. So this is, oh, did I pass the sign there? I'm sure it's called Bowden Boo. There, it's there. There you go. Part of the Forestry and Land.gov.scot. Is that Forestry Commission? I don't know. Is that the new name for the Forestry Commission? We used to come down here, bring the dogs down here, and there's some smashing views of the Erskine Bridge, so we're going to go right under the Erskine Bridge. So this is, I come down here to do my first video because this place had a bit of, well, importance, you know. It wasn't like a place you would want their ashes scattered or anything, but just a place that was quite handy for the house and nice to come and visit. So here we are. I'm going to switch off this camera and I'm going to put on I've got my wee Nikon Z camera with me, and I'll take you a wee tour and show you about where we're going to park. Well, there's a space here, but we'll see if there's a space in the car park. Hello. We are down at the place that I started all this. This is Bowden Boo down in Erskine. Don't know if you can see the Erskine Bridge there in the background. Cracking sight that. Looks a biz. I've flown the drone over there a few times. I've still got my Rode mics as well, so means I can keep the DJI mics in my camera bag for doing bigger things. I thought, what better time to come down here and have a wee chat, because this is the place I started all this. when I decided to start riding through grief and start sharing all my crap with you. This was the place that I thought was the best to kind of kick it off and have a wee chat with you. So here we are on the 13th of October. I don't know how we got here. It's like, poof, the time's just flown in. It's quite scary, really. And I thought it would be nice to come down and talk about what's happened in the past. How many months has it been? May, June, July, August, September. Over 5.5 months. Wow. Wow. It's quite amazing, really, isn't it? It's been a roller coaster, that's for sure. When I started this off, I had no idea what was going to happen or whatever. I've not got my glasses on, so I think the exposure's alright. I don't know if my head just blends into the sky, I don't care. Isn't it tranquil? Turn the camera around, look at it. Maybe bring the exposure. There we go. Lovely. But never ever knew what was going to come of this, and it's been quite amazing, really. The things that's happened. Obviously, the first kind of major milestone was when Big Gordon contacted me, and since then I've been contacted by loads of folk through the channel, which is fantastic. People in similar circumstances, sadly. There are people on the channel that have not necessarily had grief in their life, but they enjoy the journey, and I appreciate you for being here. Fellow bikers, non-bikers, everybody. It's fantastic. Gordon and I were on, we're getting the Sunday Post, talking about it. And through the Sunday Post, a producer at the BBC read the story, and she thought it was quite poignant, and she wanted to pop us on, so we ended up in the Good Morning Scotland breakfast show. We did the last segment just before they finished at 9, and by goodness, that was an experience. So my feeling is at this stage, 5.5 months in, that I'm not going to lie, there's a couple of times I've thought about just giving it up. My friend who's just been in the podcast, Charlotte in Sweden, she's been a bit of an encouragement. You've not got a video up, you need to get a video up. You know, your people expect to see how you're getting on and stuff, and I'm thinking, oh God, right, okay. And you know what it's like when your motivation's in the toilet. She kind of kicked my arse into doing something, and I thought, I don't want to put a video up because I've got nothing interesting to say or tell, or I've not got any big adventures to go on, you know. I'm not doing PCOS, I'm not going to Skye, I'm not doing all these things. I can't afford to. I have been financially destroyed by this process. It's horrific. You've no idea. Well, some of you may have an idea, but you know, my wife died with no insurance, so by God, that hit. So I would love to take you on these great adventures, and Sarah left a bucket list having absolutely no idea what was going to happen with the legal case and everything. So God bless her. She didn't know any of this was going to turn out the way it did. But I will get there. It'll be next year before I go on any big adventures. So I'm afraid the biggest adventure you're going to get out of me in the meantime is a chat and a wee run down to here at Erskine or Loch Lomond or something. So I do apologise. It's not really exciting, but do you know what? If I can even get a wee chance to chat to you lot, it's worth it. I flew the drone over there. I remember when I was doing commercial drone work, I did a 360 thing over the Erskine Bridge. It's cool. A flip and burn, not a flip and burn. But I was talking to you when I was on the bike about the anxiety meds. It's really important. I know I've been speaking to people on here that have lost their wives very recently, and by God, see if a doctor gives you something to help you through this, just take it. I'm in very low dose stuff, so I'm not I was going to say I don't feel dependent on it. Obviously, coming off the anxiety meds wasn't the greatest idea. By the way, if I go head over hit here, you'll know why. There's holes all over this place. I don't do what I did and think you're beating it and just decide to chuck the medication. It's not a good idea. Do you know what? I had a splitting, pounding headache in the house, and I'm still got a headache, but it's eased quite a lot. Just going on the bike, just going getting a bit of air. It's amazing how good a feeling it is just getting out there. So I don't have to be going to Spain or France or whatever. I just need to get out. Next year though, I am bloody determined I'm going to be heading off into Europe and driving north up to the Scandinavian countries, up to Norway, going to the Arctic Circle. I think that'll be amazing. That will be a great adventure. Do you know, part of me wanted to do what Teapot One did. Bruce started all his stuff because when his mum died of cancer, you know, it was his channel that first inspired me, Live Your Life. And one of the things he dreamt about doing, he followed and he did it, and what a thing to do. I've mentioned this before. I mean, don't get me wrong, when Sarah passed away I just wanted to disappear. I mean, the thoughts of just gulping a bottle of morphine were strong. It's a horrible, 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 horrible feeling when you just don't want to be here. And there's people out there that know exactly what that feels like. And it took a long time to get rid of that. Don't get me wrong, the feelings still come in waves. They really do. I hate to admit it. I'm going to follow Mars here. But I'm not going to do anything silly. It's not on the agenda. I've got too many important people in my life that care about me. And it would be really cruel, wouldn't it, to punish them the way I've been punished. God, I'm really speaking openly here. Sorry folks, this is really depressing. Oh God. Anyway, I just thought I'd come out today for a wee hour. I'm going to go and meet my family now and have a cup of coffee, and then I'm going to go to the studio. I'm kind of burning myself out a wee bit, I keep getting told by my mother-in-law and my mother and my sister-in-law, Lindsay and Joanne and stuff, you know, Rachel, Charlotte. Slow down, you're doing too much. I've done it because it's been keeping me occupied, been keeping me busy. So I'm on a bit of a shit show at the moment, but I'll get back up there. But I just want every single one of you to know how important it is having you here. Your words of encouragement. And not only do the words of encouragement help me, the words of encouragement help others that might be watching this. They might help others that are reading the comments. There's probably people watch this that are suffering terribly with mental health issues, with grief. Maybe they don't want to talk. Maybe just reading your comments is enough to help a person just get through another day. Don't you think? That's important. Anyway, I'm going to get back on the bike. And hopefully, and my plan is to come back here in 6 months again. Maybe a bit longer than 6 months, but in the spring when the weather's decent, and update and see how things are going then. And hopefully by then I'll be well and truly into planning my European trip. So I'm not going to give up the channel. I was going to give it up. But I think part of that is just the whole mental attitude that's not been great. And then sitting in the house and getting tied up with doing podcasts for other groups and trying to get the music side of things done and get the other stuff. Well, it's like a million things, and I'm thinking, oh God. But pardon the French, but fuck it. I'm staying. You're stuck with me. So I hope you stick with it. come back. So we just did a wee walk around the grass next to the river. Unfortunately already that's me running out of time. I need to get my arse back home because I've got to get to the studio. But before I do, I want to have enough time to go and have a cup of coffee with my sister and my mum and my dad and my brother. It's something that we've been doing on a weekly basis, or sometimes more. Just meeting up in the local cafe, grabbing a brew. So there you go, that's my little blast out today. It's a good opportunity to sit and have a chat, isn't it? Keep the juices flowing, so to speak. Keep practicing.